When the daughter of immigrants becomes the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American to be vice president of the United States, what happens? You get a voice that reinterprets what leadership can be. Public speaking is a tool for effective social change, and nobody knows that better than Kamala Harris. The Vice President of the United States is a strong advocate for justice and equity, and she delivers that message to many, sometimes hard to reach folks via the art of oration. In a world where we too often underestimate the power of words and the presence of the speaker, Harris melts history, identity, and intimate moments reminiscent of her late mother to pull together a kind of societal patchwork that is America. As a learner analyzing how social movements are impacted by communication, I've done some serious work with the speeches of Vice President Harris. I've applied to her oratory the main public speaking strategies that we've been introduced to in modules 2 and 3. Today, I will take you step by step to reveal who Kamala Harris is. I will then tell you about the things she has in trained to change society. Next, I will give you some insight into how she promotes social progress, and finally, into why she is so good and so influential in the art of speaking. The 49th Vice President of the United States is Kamala Harris. She served as a former U.S. Senator and was Attorney General of California. Her public service has been consistently directed towards promoting civil rights, pushing to reform the criminal justice system, and ensuring equity for those living in the most vulnerable communities. She is a winner in the arena of public service. Her mission to confront systemic racism, expand voting rights, ensure that women's equality is more than aspiration, and guarantee fair treatment for immigrants, much of this mission comes from her personal makeup. As a multiracial woman raised by two civil rights activists, she often draws upon her life to uplift and connect with the underrepresented. Her message isn't just spoken, it's acted upon and amplified. She undergirds crucial laws with her support. She appears at high-profile national and international events like the NAACP convention, and she uses her authority to uplift organizations and individuals who might not otherwise have a platform. That is, unless you count the pedestal from which she often speaks. A fair warning, you might think she embodies some sort of feminist icon if you catch her in a moment of spontaneous Braxton Hicks. One, she gets laws passed. Two, she's the kind of person whose path crosses with important people and important events. And three, she is quite literally a person of authority. She aided in passing the COVID-19 hate crimes advocates for the rights of citizens' votes and fights for accessible healthcare. When she speaks, her words carry weight. Why? Because she combines the elements of effective rhetoric, ethos, or being credible because of your lived experiences, logos, or making arguments that are based in fact and pathos, or establishing an emotional connection with your audience. In my view, it is her blend of power and approachability that leads to her success. Her tone is not just authoritative, but quite friendly. She is all kinds of together, yet she is obviously a real person, and that's why people attend to what she has to say. A moment that stands out is her DNC speech in 2020, during which she stated, "I may be the first woman in office, but I won't be the last." That line became a national rallying cry, and according to a Pew Research, the election of women who gave that speech led to increased rates of engaging with democracy, especially among young women of color. That much is clear from the real impact of the words spoken at the moment. Harris provides a model of audience-centered communication. She adapts her language, tone, and examples to fit her listeners. She uses, better yet, wields eye contact and makes a not too fast, not too slow paced delivery that is, for all intents and purposes, polished and above all, powerful. But her talent lies not only in what she articulates, but also in how she presents it. There are three primary reasons that make Kamala Harris a capable and effective public speaker. One, her credibility and authority springs from years of experience and authenticity. We might call that ethos. Two, her use of inclusive language and storytelling builds connection. "We the people" is a phrase that helps her reach not just mind, but also heart. And three, Harris's confident and engaging style of delivery makes full use of the expressive potential of the human voice, not to mention the strategic pause and the quick laugh-getting line. Kamala Harris is a powerful agent of social change. One reason is her public speaking. A key component of that is storytelling. Harris not only connects with her audience when she speaks, she also leaves a long-lasting impression. The kinds of messages that have historically empowered people, the kinds of messages used by the Rev. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., for example, are the kinds of messages Harris uses. They're always inclusive. They're always about building community. Another reason Harris is powerful, agent of social change, is her kind of public speaking. In leading, Harris does not shy away from the hard, fierce, and resentful kinds of truths that might make some people uncomfortable. We investigated her identity, her principles, her methods of motivating people to act, and the reason her oratory is effective, and to include her words. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before.